Welcome back, everyone. I would like to introduce our next speaker, Eugene Gutkin, President and CEO of Integrated Building Solutions. Eugene brings 25 years of building management systems experience. His company, Integrated Building Solutions, IBS as it's known as, has grown in 20 years from a BMS consulting company to a multi-million-dollar corporation specializing in the design, implementation, and support of enterprise-level IoT solutions. Eugene, welcome.
Thank you, Paul. Hello, everyone. Today I picked up the topic that we've been working on for the last 10 years and all of a sudden it became very hot. It's health and wellness, data analytics, visualization, and use cases. So today, ensuring health and wellness for employees is a front and center concern of corporate manager, much more than space and energy. This concern is not going away after we defeat COVID because the work arrangement has changed forever, and in many cases, building owners and managers now have to convince employees that they can be more comfortable, productive, and safe in their workplace than at home. This task requires new instrumentation, clean data, advanced analytics, and visualization tools. While the general rules of collecting, analyzing data, and acting on the findings will be the same, we expect to see new players like health and wellness professionals to be added to the building operations team. So our job now is to put a solid, trustworthy data in the hands of these people so they can monitor, analyze, and work with operations to improve building performance. In addition, we now have an added responsibility to provide more feedback to the tenants using visual tools. These tools should be designed to inform and engage tenants on the health and wellness of their spaces. Today, I will share with you several use cases and the solutions how to address using this instrumentation, data analytics, and visualization tools. So, sorry, it just came back. It's too sensitive. Here you go. So, first use case, air changes per hour. So, ensure adequate code required or better building and space level air changes per hour. So the solution there is on the building level, utilize existing or new BMS points to calculate building ventilation rates. Training and analyzing this data can allow optimizing BMS sequences and scheduling. On a space level, use advanced software routines to calculate specific zone-based ventilation rates. Analytics can help to identify systemic sequence or operational issues that impact zone ventilation performance. What instrumentation is needed here? Outdoor air stations, the best. If they don't exist, well-calibrated outside, supply, and mixed air sensors. As we're moving toward people-centric automation, people counters are the best solutions, more costly though. And if you don't have budgets for it now, I suggest using existing lighting controls occupancy sensors. Use case 2, ensure the corporate space hygiene standards are enforced. The solution there, utilizing IQ sensors and advanced software to monitor space conditions for cleaning indication triggers. Alarm when the cleaning intervals are not maintained. Use case 3, ensure health space conditions are being maintained to allow peak occupants wellness. The solutions here is to install indoor environmental quality sensors to monitor space conditions, calculate space wellness index scores, and compare space using industry standard baseline operational conditions. So that will help us to provide data-driven space purges modes based on the multiple conditions such as occupancy density hours. We can use CO2, TVOC, PM2.5 values, and the number of people in the space. The instrumentation we're typically using here are IQ sensors, that would read PM 2.5, TVOC, and CO2. Just to remind you, PM 2.5 sensors measure particulars that are 2.5 microns or smaller, and TVOC is the total volatile organic compound sensor. Use case 4. Ensure that corporate social distancing standards are being followed by occupants. The solutions here, utilizing people counters, monitor space occupant density, compare it to capacity of each space, alarm and provide local unsafe condition indication. Utilizing people counters, monitor space occupant seating locations, alarm and provide local indications that unsafe conditions exist. When high occupancy density detected, send cleaning required message to janitorial staff to target their efforts to high use areas. For instrumentation needed here is line or space people counter. It's the best solution. And of course, occupancy sensors can be used for cleaning triggers as well. And the last one, the most important topic now and most complex probably, it has to do with the visualization tools and tenants. So use case 5, communicate corporate return to the office strategies and current conditions to occupants. The solutions here utilize web-based presentation graphics to communicate policies and real-time operational parameters, such as current occupant level supported, current building air changes per hour, etc. Provide building tenants with local visual indicators that space conditions are safe. So in conclusions, I wanted to say that in some cases, implementation of these measures can be done in your buildings right away at no or low cost. And so I gave you a couple of examples. This is just the tip of the iceberg. If you would like to learn more about tools you can use, don't hesitate to contact me or my team. Thank you.
Thank you, Eugene. A couple quick questions for you. First one is, what are the prerequisites of having useful smart building analytics?
I will probably mention three factors that come to my mind. And the important things there is just to make sure that you not just install the successful system and commission it, but this system will last for a long time, just to give you a good return on investment. So I would mention the first important is the top management commitment to fund and enforce the processes. This is probably the paramount of everything. Without commitment and having solid business case, these things will not work. The second thing I would use is operation technology and IT people collaborations. These people are slowly learning to talking to each other. It's a very painful process, but it's very important. And the last one is that something that is very frustrating to me right now is that adhere to strict change management procedures. Unfortunately, this is the big problem in the industry that not everybody still figured out.
Very good, thank you. And one more quick question. Can you list a few data analytics CRE owners can use to leverage tenants' return to the buildings?
I would probably put the first as the ACH, installing the air changes per hour. So being kind of a first-hand, having first-hand experience with the large buildings, I can tell you that is most neglected, item. So people do not know how much fresh air they're bringing in. So installing the air stations, in the buildings is extremely important. If nothing else, the temperature sensors have to be calibrated so you will know how much air is coming to your building and your spaces. To implement the complex, sequences and link everything together, I'm talking about air changes per hour, IQ sensor and space utilizations. You need to bring some of the sensors and calibrate the sensors and make sure that your data is clean, and you can actually operate your buildings using the data inputs, not just by guess.
Well, thank you, Eugene. Our time's up. Great conversation, great information. Anybody has any additional questions, please send them in and we'll make sure that we answer it.